African Americans who fought in the military. And Obama was able to create sites for Harriet Tubman and for Native Americans down in Bears Ear, Utah, that would be administered by Native tribes. A president this late in the 21st century, 2020, you want to open the inclusion of American history into women. This is the 100th anniversary of women getting the right to vote, but it was only white women, not African Americans. But he had an opportunity, I think, to have a different tone. Instead, what he's doing is using the monuments. I'm a defender of Mount Rushmore. They're not going to rip it down over my dead body. And kind of giving a strange, let's say, view and interpretation of America's past, but it's just to get his base going. And I thought it was unfortunate to be doing these buildups on our 4th, the day of national unity. People did not die at D-Day or Iwo Jima saying, I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat, I'm Trumpian, I'm for Biden. We die as Americans, and he needed to unify us, and he's doing the opposite.
Everyone, please stay with me. I want to bring in a couple of our colleagues who will be joining us at the top of the hour for our special 4th of July programming coverage. And so you can just stay right there tonight. We've got you covered for the stars and the music and the amazing patriotic show that's going to take place. But Dana Bash and Don Lemon are with me now. And guys, I want to talk about what's to be expected in your show in just a little bit. But first, Dana, let me just ask you a little bit more about, what we've seen from the president this weekend on a day that is, such an important day for all Americans. And yet the president has still continued to really only speak to his base, not to all Americans this holiday weekend.
Which has been the through line of his entire first term. And that is who he was when he rode down that escalator about 5 years ago and announced his campaign. And there was a question when he raised his hand and took the oath of office, whether or not he was going to change and whether he was going to use the capital that he genuinely had with his base and work across party lines. And for the most part, the answer has been no. And the fact that now, as he is on the precipice of his, voters going to the polls and deciding whether or not he deserves a second term, he has made a decision that he is going to double, triple, quadruple down on that strategy. And you know what? For the most part, it's because that's who he is. He follows his gut. He follows what he thinks is the right thing to do. And right now, that is continuing to play hard to the base. The one thing I will say is that his emphasis on destroying monuments and taking down things that have a special place in American history. There is a hope in the Trump campaign that does reach beyond the base, and that reaches to some independent voters who think that this movement is going too far.
And Don, as we've been looking at images there on the National Mall, crowds are rather sparse, at least at this point. But I know tonight you guys have a rockin' program that we can expect. It should be pretty extraordinary.
We're very happy about it. Listen, we've been focusing a lot on the president and how he's handling this coronavirus or this pandemic. And listen, that is important because he's not doing it very well. I think what is important right now is that we as Americans are coming together to celebrate the rich tapestry of America. We are all Americans right now. It's not Republicans, it's not Democrats. We're all Americans. We're celebrating the rich history and the rich diversity of people who made the United States of America. And we're also celebrating our independence from England, which is important. And I think people right now need, a little bit of something to celebrate. They need to smile, but they also need to, as we have been doing, staying socially distant. They need to wear their masks. They need to follow the directions of the people who told them to either socially distance or stay at home, like the mayor of Washington, D.C. You can see there aren't a lot of people who are out on the mall. So I think people can have a good time. It's about the same crowd that was at the president's inauguration, so he should be happy about that. So I think people should follow the directions of their local people, their local leaders, and stay socially distant and watch CNN. We have an amazing show coming up for you, for artists, musicians who really were eager to put on these performances because they have been sitting at home. They haven't been able to perform live.